That package of noodles sitting in your pantry right now might be slowly wrecking your health. And the companies selling them are counting on you never reading the ingredient label. After spending weeks researching the American noodle industry, examining Food and Drug Administration records, and reading through independent lab analyses, what I discovered is genuinely alarming. Some of these noodle brands contain ingredients linked to neurological damage in animal studies. Some are loaded with artificial dyes banned in other countries. Others have been recalled by the Food and Drug Administration for contamination issues. And almost all of them contain sodium levels that would make a cardiologist cringe. This is not about being paranoid or obsessing over every ingredient. This is about knowing what you are actually putting into your body when you grab that convenient package of noodles from the grocery store shelf. The American noodle market generates billions in sales annually, and much of it is built on cheap ingredients, misleading marketing, and hoping consumers never look past the pretty packaging. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which brands to avoid and why they should genuinely concern you. Number 8. La Choy. La Choy, now owned by Conagra Foods, has been selling Americanized Chinese food products since 1920. Their slogan used to be, "La Choy makes Chinese food swing American." That should tell you everything about authenticity. These products were never designed to be traditional Chinese cooking. They were engineered to appeal to American tastes while maximizing shelf life and profit margins. Let me tell you about the sodium situation. A full preparation of La Choy chicken chow mein contains a staggering sodium that is nearly double the recommended daily maximum in a single meal. If you have high blood pressure, heart disease, or kidney problems, one serving of La Choy could be legitimately dangerous. The Environmental Working Group analysis of La Choy chow mein noodles found high saturated fat content and ingredients that may contribute small amounts of unhealthy artificial trans fats from palm oil. The products contain added sugar despite being marketed as savory foods. They are classified as having moderate processing concerns. La Choy products contain palm oil, which contributes to both health and environmental concerns. Palm oil production is a leading driver of deforestation, destroying habitats for endangered species. And refined palm oil contains small amounts of artificial trans fats created during processing. The ingredient list for La Choy noodles includes enriched wheat flour with multiple added vitamins because the original nutrients were stripped out during processing. Then they add back synthetic versions of what they removed. This is not nutrition. This is industrial food production pretending to be nutritious. Food critics who have reviewed La Choy products describe them in brutal terms. One reviewer called the chicken and gravy mixture a weird glop with the same texture as plasma. The vegetables were described as dead, a lifeless mass floating in a super salty, globby mess. Another reviewer reported digestive issues within an hour of consumption. La Choy soy sauce is even worse. The ingredient list includes water, hydrolyzed soy protein, corn syrup, salt, caramel color, lactic acid, and potassium sorbate. Real soy sauce is made from fermented soybeans, wheat, salt, and water. La Choy is a chemically processed imitation that contains 89% of the Institute of Medicine's daily sodium recommendations in the serving size. 89% daily sodium in soy sauce alone. At $3 to $5 per can, La Choy is selling you sodium-laden, over-processed food products that barely qualify as edible, let alone Chinese cuisine. The brand represents everything wrong with the American processed food industry. Number 7. Kami. Kami has built itself as one of the leading specialty Asian food brands in the United States for over 50 years. The name means tortoise in Japanese, symbolizing longevity. Their product line includes noodles, sauces, rice crackers, and various Asian cooking ingredients. The consumer reviews tell a different story than the marketing. Multiple customers have described Kame udon noodles as having an unbearable taste that ruins everything no matter how much seasoning is added. Reviews describe the noodles as mushy, with a plastic-like taste from the packaging. Consumers report the noodles taste old and stale even when purchased within date. Unbearable taste and plastic flavor. One detailed review described purchasing 7 packages, expecting the same quality as another brand. only to discover kame noodles were nothing like the delicious experience they expected. The reviewer tried adding Alfredo sauce and other strong flavors to mask the taste, but nothing worked. Even family members noticed something was wrong with the noodles. The Environmental Working Group rated kame products, and while some basic noodles scored reasonably well, the products containing seasoning packets had concerning ingredient profiles. The cross-contamination warnings are also notable. Many kame products are produced in facilities that process wheat, soy, milk, fish, peanuts, and other allergens without guaranteed separation. Kame's FAQ acknowledges that many products contain no added gluten, but are produced in facilities that process wheat and not tested to guarantee they are gluten-free. For consumers with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, this lack of testing creates real risk. Not tested for gluten-free certification? The lactic acid used in kame udon noodles is listed as vegetable source, but the processing methods for these additives are rarely transparent. You are trusting the company to source and process ingredients responsibly without independent verification. Kame prices their products at premium levels, typically $3 to $6 per package. They all treat, while delivering products that many consumers describe as inferior to cheaper alternatives. The longevity symbol on the packaging is ironic, given the potential health impacts of regular consumption. Number 6. Twin Marquise. Twin Marquise has been producing Asian noodles and wrappers in Brooklyn, New York since 1989. The company supplies restaurants and retail customers across the United States, positioning itself as an authentic producer of quality Asian noodle products. In October 2025, the Food and Drug Administration issued a serious recall. Twin Marquise LLC voluntarily recalled their thick Shanghai-style plain noodle packages due to undeclared egg allergen. Packages labeled as egg-free were accidentally filled with lo mein noodles that contained egg. For people with egg allergies, consuming these products could cause serious or life-threatening allergic reactions. Food and Drug Administration recall for allergen contamination. This was not a minor labeling error. This represented a fundamental failure in quality control at the production facility. Packages clearly labeled as one product contained an entirely different product. The recall affected products distributed through ethnic retail outlets nationwide. The root cause was a production and packaging issue where controls failed during the manufacturing process. Products got mixed up, and allergen verification procedures broke down. Consumers who trusted the label were potentially exposed to a major allergen without their knowledge. Quality control failures at the production level. This recall raises serious questions about what other quality control issues might exist at Twin Marquise facilities. If a company cannot reliably ensure the correct product ends up in the correct package, what confidence can consumers have in other aspects of production? The company's wonton noodle products also contain sodium benzoate as a preservative. Sodium benzoate has been flagged as a potential concern when combined with vitamin C, as it can form benzene, a known carcinogen. While the amounts are typically small, the cumulative effect of consuming multiple products with this preservative adds up. Twin Marquise products are classified as ultra-processed foods on nutrition databases. They contain multiple additives, preservatives, and modified ingredients that move them far from anything resembling traditional noodle making. Ultra-processed with multiple additives. At $4 to $7 per package for fresh noodles, Twin Marquise charges premium prices while delivering quality control failures and ultra-processed products. Number 5. Weichuan. Weichuan is a Taiwanese company that has built a significant presence in American Asian grocery stores. Their products include noodles, frozen foods, and various Asian ingredients. The brand markets itself as offering traditional recipes with convenient modern preparation. But one detail on Weichuan packaging should stop every consumer in their tracks. California Proposition 65 warning labels. Multiple Weichuan products carry the Proposition 65 warning, stating that the product may contain chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. This warning appears on products including their organic soba buckwheat noodles. Cancer and reproductive harm warnings. California Proposition 65 requires businesses to notify consumers about significant amounts of chemicals in products that could cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm. When a noodle company is required to put cancer warnings on their packaging, that should give every consumer serious pause. The Environmental Working Group analysis of Weichuan products found they contain 44% of the Institute of Medicine's daily sodium recommendations in a single serving. That is nearly half your daily sodium limit before you have added any sauce, protein, or vegetables to your meal. Weichuan products also contain sodium carbonate, an alkaline salt used to give noodles their characteristic texture. While used in traditional noodle making, the combination with already high sodium content creates concerning cumulative exposure. The company sources ingredients from various countries with different food safety standards. Supply chain transparency is minimal, making it difficult for consumers to know exactly where their food comes from and how it was processed. Minimal supply chain transparency. Despite organic labeling on some products, the presence of Prop 65 warnings suggests that organic does not automatically mean safe. You can grow wheat organically and still process it with methods that introduce harmful substances. Weichuan products typically cost $3 to $6, putting them in the premium category while delivering cancer warning labels and excessive sodium. Before we continue with the next brand, if you are finding this information valuable and want to make better choices about what you put in your body, take a second to subscribe and hit that notification bell. These are the details noodle companies hope you never discover, and we are just getting started with the worst offenders. Number 4. Sunluck. Sunluck has been a fixture in American grocery stores for decades, offering chow mein noodles, sauces, and Asian cooking ingredients. The brand name evokes images of fortunate quality products. The reality is far less appealing. Sunluck chow mein noodles contain one of the most concerning ingredient lists in the entire noodle market. The first ingredient is bleached wheat flour. Already we are starting with a heavily processed base, but it gets worse. The vegetable oil used contains one or more of the following: soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, corn oil, rice oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, or sunflower oil. Hydrogenated soybean oil is partially hydrogenated oil, which is a primary source of artificial trans fats. Hydrogenated oils create trans fats. The Food and Drug Administration has determined that partially hydrogenated oils are not generally recognized as safe. Trans fats raise bad low-density lipoprotein cholesterol while lowering good high-density lipoprotein cholesterol, dramatically increasing cardiovascular disease risk. The Food and Drug Administration moved to eliminate partially hydrogenated oils from the food supply, yet Sunluck continues using ingredients that may contain them. Then there are the artificial dyes. Sunluck noodles contain yellow number 5 and yellow number 6, synthetic petroleum-derived dyes, regulated under the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. These dyes have been linked to hyperactivity in children and are banned or require warning labels in the European Union. In America, they are freely added to foods without any warning. Yellow number 5, also known as tartrazine, has been associated with allergic reactions, particularly in people sensitive to aspirin. Some studies suggest links to behavioral changes and attention problems in children. Yellow number 6 has been linked to adrenal tumors in animal studies. Artificial dyes linked to hyperactivity. Sunluck also uses potassium sorbate as a preservative. While generally considered safe in small amounts, chronic consumption of preservatives adds to your body's overall chemical burden. At around $3 per package, you are essentially paying for bleached flour, questionable oils, and artificial dyes. There is nothing fortunate about that. Number 3. Fortune Noodles. Fortune Noodles dominates the stir-fry noodle market in American grocery stores. Their yakisoba and udon products sit prominently on Asian food aisles, promising authentic Japanese flavors with convenient preparation. The brand markets itself as bringing restaurant-quality noodles to your home kitchen. The Environmental Working Group, which rates food products for health and safety, flagged Fortune products for concerning ingredients. Their analysis found that Fortune Original Shoyu flavor udon noodles contain ingredients that may contribute small amounts of unhealthy artificial trans fats from refined canola oil. The processing of vegetable oils at high temperatures creates trans fatty acids that the Food and Drug Administration has determined are not generally recognized as safe for human consumption. The soup base ingredients tell an even more troubling story: sugar, salt, soy sauce powder, maltodextrin, caramel color, and natural flavors. That innocuous-sounding natural flavors label can hide a multitude of processed ingredients that manufacturers are not required to disclose. Fortune seasoning packets are loaded with sodium. The combination of salt, soy sauce powder, which contains additional salt, and other sodium-containing additives creates products that can deliver sodium per serving. The products are also classified as having moderate processing concerns. This means they contain more artificial ingredients and have been significantly modified from whole foods. You are not eating noodles in any traditional sense. You are eating a heavily engineered food product designed for convenience and shelf life. Heavily engineered food products. Fortune also adds sugar to their noodle products. Added sugars contribute to tooth decay, obesity, and chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes. Most Americans already consume far too much added sugar. Fortune noodles add to that problem while pretending to offer a savory, healthy meal option. At $3 to $4 per package, you are paying for marketing and processing, not quality ingredients. Number 2, Pagoda. Pagoda positions itself as the go-to brand for Asian appetizers and noodle products. You will find their products in virtually every frozen food aisle in America. The bright packaging promises convenient Asian flavors ready in minutes. At $6 to $8 for a box of frozen items, it seems like an easy solution for busy weeknights. Here is the problem nobody talks about. Pagoda products are built on bleached wheat flour. The bleaching process uses chemical agents like chlorine dioxide and benzoyl peroxide to make flour appear whiter and more appealing. This process strips away nutrients and creates chemical byproducts. Some studies suggest bleached flour may contain residual chemicals that accumulate in your body over time. Bleached flour with chemical residues. The wrapper ingredients alone tell a disturbing story. Enriched flour with bleached wheat flour, malted barley flour, and then a list of additives including wheat gluten, dried whole eggs, and cornstarch. The filling contains modified food starch, another heavily processed ingredient that your body struggles to recognize as real food. Independent analyses have found that frozen Asian appetizers like those from Pagoda tend to be high in sodium, saturated fat, and calories while providing minimal nutritional value. A single serving of Pagoda egg rolls can contain over 400 milligrams of sodium and 10 grams of fat. The convenience factor comes at a steep cost. These products are designed for maximum shelf life, not maximum nutrition. The preservatives, stabilizers, and processing methods prioritize profit margins over your health. Pagoda also uses cottonseed oil in many products. Cottonseed oil was originally considered a waste product of the cotton industry and has been linked to inflammation when consumed regularly. It is cheap for manufacturers, but potentially problematic for your long-term health. Profit margins over your health. For the price of a box of Pagoda products, you could buy fresh noodles and vegetables to make a healthier version at home in roughly the same amount of time. Number 1, Wang brand. This is the final brand on our list, and while it may be less popular than the others, the health concerns are just as serious. Wang brand markets itself as authentic Korean noodles, bringing genuine Asian flavors to American kitchens. The packaging features traditional Korean imagery and promises an authentic culinary experience. At around $3 to $5 per package, they seem like a reasonable option for Korean cooking at home. But here is what the packaging does not tell you. A single serving of many Wang brand noodle products can contain over 1,500 sodium. That is 65% of the recommended daily intake in just one sitting. And let us be honest, who actually eats only one serving? Most people consume the entire package, which means you are looking at sodium levels that exceed your entire daily limit. Excessive sodium intake is directly linked to high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. One package of Wang noodles can blow through that entire recommendation. The seasoning packets are where most of the damage happens. They contain concentrated salt, monosodium glutamate, and artificial flavorings designed to create that addictive savory taste. A study on Korean adults who regularly consumed instant noodles found they had significantly lower intakes of protein, calcium, vitamin C, phosphorus, iron, niacin, and vitamin A compared to non-consumers. They were essentially filling up on empty calories while starving their bodies of essential nutrients. Wang brand noodles also contain ingredients like sodium carbonate and potassium carbonate, alkaline salts that give the noodles their distinctive chewy texture. While these are generally recognized as safe, the combination with already high sodium content creates a perfect storm for cardiovascular stress. At premium prices for what is essentially refined wheat flour, salt, and chemicals, Wang brand is selling you a fast track to health problems, wrapped in authentic-looking packaging. If this video opened your eyes to the noodle industry, hit that subscribe button because these companies are betting on you never questioning what is in your package. We give you the information they hope you never find. Check your pantry tonight. If you have been buying any of these 8 brands, it is time to demand better. What noodle brand have you been buying? Drop it in the comments below.